Welcome to the Kubernetes Bootstrapper project, an extendable framework to set up production-grade DigitalOcean Kubernetes cluster. Production-grade is often a loaded term. What constitutes production readiness will vary according to your use case. While a Kubernetes cluster is production-ready the moment it is ready to serve traffic, there is a commonly agreed set of minimum requirements as shown in this infographic. Infrastructure, security, authentication, observability, releases and deployments, and development workflow. With many cloud-native solutions popping up daily, it can be pretty daunting for engineers and organizations to choose the right tool to build their Kubernetes stack. It becomes all the more challenging to integrate them to get to day 2 operations ready in Kubernetes. This resulted in building the Kubernetes Bootstrapper, a customizable and extendable framework that aims to solve this problem by leveraging popular tools such as Terraform and Argo CD. Terraform is an infrastructure as code tool. We can compose a production-ready infrastructure on DigitalOcean or any other cloud provider. Argo CD, on the other hand, is an application configuration management tool. The Bootstrapper project integrates popular battle-tested open source software and solutions that provide a production-grade, out-of-the-box Kubernetes experience. Who is this project for? Well, it is for all Kubernetes adopters, startups and SMBs who are looking to speed up their Kubernetes adoption, and to the millions of builders and curious souls out there. As you can see in this infographic, the Bootstrapper project integrates softwares and tools such as Traffic, Let's Encrypt, Cert Manager, Aqua Security, Trivy Operator for runtime security. We use Robusta, which comes pre-baked with Prometheus and Grafana as your observability stack. And of course, in the heart of this project lies Argo, our GitOps tool that orchestrates all these application delivery and configuration management for us. As local development environments, we use VS Code, Docker Desktop, and Tilt, but more on these later. Here is the overview of the project and what you'll end up setting. It is a 3-step process to achieve the production-ready state, as you can see in the diagram. First is the infrastructure automation via Terraform, and then we'll walk you through the Bootstrapper process using Argo CD. Finally, setting up the observability stack using Robusta. Now let's head to infrastructure. The infrastructure directory has your Terraform directory in it, and inside this directory you have all the modules required to spin up a DigitalOcean Kubernetes cluster, a DigitalOcean container registry, and install Argo CD. We also have an example bootstrapper.tfrs.sample file where you as the user can configure the node pools, the name of your cluster, the size of your cluster, the node counts, etc., and configure your Helm chart as you deem fit. We've provided you that so that it is easy for you to get started with it. The steps are pretty simple. First, you'll need to initialize the project and then copy the bootstrapper.tfrs.sample files to bootstrapper.tfrs and fill in the details and configurations as per your needs. Kindly note that we do expect the users of this project to have a basic understanding of tools such as Terraform and Argo CD. Once you have the plan in place, you can go ahead and apply the plan. What this will do is go and spin up the DigitalOcean Kubernetes cluster, the DigitalOcean container registry, and then install Argo CD. So at the end of this section, you should have this infrastructure up and running on DigitalOcean. Next, let's head into what the Bootstrapper process is all about. I'm heading into the Bootstrap directory. The Bootstrap directory is organized like this. The Bootstrapper project leverages Argo CD's app of app pattern, and we use Helm to achieve this. This is not something that we invented. It's a popular paradigm in the cloud native world. What this does, in a sense, is there is a parent app called the Bootstrap app. In this case, Argo installs this particular app, and the Bootstrap app goes ahead and installs all its child app that are rendered from the templates directory and the Bootstrap resources directory. It is basically an application configuration. We're telling Argo to look into this particular repo and in this particular path and go ahead install everything that is there. But you can take a look at the Bootstrap pattern in detail. We also provided a values file which gives the flexibility for our users to enable or disable any app as they deem fit. For example, if you don't want the Trivy runtime security operator, you should change this flag to false and push it to the Git repository. The reason why you have to push it to the Git repository is because this project is set up in a true GitOps fashion. Any changes that is there in the GitOps repository will be reflected on your cluster state. Argo is constantly looking into this repository for all the configurations and make sure that everything is in sync with the remote Kubernetes cluster. Adding a new app is also very simple. You go into the templates directory and let's take traffic for example. You need to set up this application config for your particular application and point it to remote repo URL using Helm, or you can point it to a code repository and provide a target revision. Argo will automatically look into this particular repository and install everything as per this configuration. This provides ultimate flexibility for our users and organizations to add or disable any apps. Once you have your list of apps that you want to be installed, all you need to do is apply the bootstrap.yaml. As you can see in this UI, what is also nice about Argo is that it has a wonderful UI. Through this UI, you can inspect what is going on within your Kubernetes cluster. In our case, there is this Bootstrap app which goes ahead and installs the Bootstrap resources and all the other apps such as Cert Manager, Traffic, Metrics Server, etc. You can also configure Argo to access it via a fully qualified domain. The link is available here. Alright, at this point, we've set up the infrastructure, we've installed Argo CD, and we've installed all the other components needed. Now is the final step where we're going to install the observability stack. For the observability stack, we're using an open source Kubernetes monitoring platform called Robusta. Robusta comes pre-baked with the Prometheus stack, pre-configured alerts. It has a wonderful UI where you can see all the alerts, the changes and events in your cluster, and it also has multi-cluster observability. You need to have Python installed to install the Robusta CLI and basically generate a config. What this does is you're configuring the syncs such as receiving alerts to a particular Slack channel or Microsoft Teams or other sync endpoints. And then you install Robusta using the Helm chart. Once you've installed it, you will have access to their platform where you can see all your services up and running and inspect any changes or alerts and monitor them. Here is the Slack integration. In this case, you see that there is some pod that is crashing, but so immediately you get the notification on your Slack channel that was configured, and you can directly click on investigate and it will take you into the dashboard where you can go ahead and investigate the pods. Here is the Grafana dashboard that comes pre-baked with it. By installing Robusta, you also have installed the kubeprom stack, and you have the Grafana dashboards, and you have their Slack integration and also their wonderful Robusta UI. With this in place, we have now set up our end architecture in 3 simple process steps. We are able to now set up this production-ready cluster. It has all the important components needed to get started being productive with Kubernetes. Are you excited already? Feel free to check out this open source project and contribute to it if you find it really interesting. Share it with your friends and let us know your feedback. If there are some applications that you want us to integrate, or if there are any questions or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for watching, and let's get the Kubernetes Bootstrapper up and running.